So you had to make that decision to have one of your testicles removed in the span of minutes, really, so they could book you in. What was that like for you?
I guess one of the concerns was how will it affect my ability to have children or my sex life and that sort of thing. And he said, don't worry, my one ball's all you need, basically.
So you're still going strong.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was my main concern at the time. And then, I guess just the word cancer, like when you hear you have cancer, it's a horrible word and has a lot of negative connotations to it. So, yeah, you don't think it will happen to you, I suppose, and especially I'm quite young, I'm 28, so I wouldn't think, like, jeepers, this is quite too young to have cancer. But it's one of the cancers, testicular cancer in particular, it affects younger men, like 15 to 35 years old, which I had no idea before this, which is one of the reasons, I've been participating in this Movember campaign, try to raise awareness around that. There's even a lot of my friends have subsequently asked me, how did you know to go to the doctor and that sort of thing. And I suppose just try and create that awareness that this is a cancer that affects younger men. But at the same time, it's good in that it is pretty treatable. It's got quite a high success rate, even if you do have to go for chemo. I think, my doctor says, just always keep that in the back of your mind. Even if you need to go for chemo eventually, the success rate is very, very high, like 95, 99% pretty much. So it's one of the things, as far as I'm aware, probably if you leave it too late, you can still treat it with chemo, as far as I'm aware. That's what I understand. But I was lucky in that I caught it in the earliest stage possible. So just removing the tumor was enough to clear it from my system, at least for now anyway. So
I think you really hit the nail on the head, and I know it sounds like a real whirlwind experience for you, but the important thing was they were actually able to remove it fairly quickly with very little complication. So I think that's important for men to know, because I think you hear the word cancer and you think it's this very complicated situation, and you can't be fixed in inverted commas.
The one thing he did say, I mean, the chemo is obviously, it's horrible stuff. Like if you do have to go for chemo treatment, it's 5 days in hospital that you're on, or I'm not sure exactly what the process is, but he said it's the last thing you kind of want to happen. And I met another guy the other night actually who had testicular cancer, and I suppose he left it too long and it sort of spread into his system a bit further than what I had, so he had to have chemo, and he said it was awful. So even though it is, cured in essence afterwards, it's not a nice thing to go through. So I guess that's one of the cool things, catching it so early, is that, I guess I was lucky in that it was removed completely from my system.
How often should men be going to get checkups when it comes to testicular cancer?
I guess from what I've been reading on the Movember website, that's the really cool thing about the Movember website too, is it's catered towards men's health and specifically like testicular and prostate cancer, as well as a couple of other things.
Mental health as well.
Yeah, mental health. They suggest doing self-examinations like every 2 months, or I guess as regular as possible. So get to.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, get to know how your balls feel, and then if there are any irregularities, just get them checked out. And I guess that's the problem. That's how I felt going to see the GP. Felt pretty embarrassed to say, there's something wrong with my balls, But at the end of the day, it's important if there's something not right to have it checked out, because you don't want to leave it too late if it is something like cancer, I suppose.
What's your advice to those young guys out there who are afraid to go and see their doctor?
Yeah, I know that feeling. I'd say if it's concerning you, then just go and get it checked out, because, as you say, you don't want to leave it too long. And like, I was lucky that I don't have to have all these other things, like go for chemo and stuff. Maybe I will in the next 5 years or so, but at least not at this stage, and hopefully not. Whereas if you leave it too late, you're just going to prolong that process and go through even more of a tough time. So the quicker you get it done, the better.
I always say the doctor has probably seen and heard much worse.
Exactly, that's it.
So just go and get it checked out.
Saying, like, I feel embarrassed to tell you this, and she's like, don't worry. And afterwards she's like, that wasn't so bad, was it? It's not really. I mean, if you do, like I've had multiple doctors now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's,
Hey?
you get used to it.
Dave, thank you very much for coming in and
sure, no
sharing your
problem.
story. And we are all very happy that that your cancer is in remission and that you are happy and healthy and spreading the word for Movember.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, that's good. Makes you appreciate life a bit more, I think. So it's nice to be able to share your story and hopefully help other people who might be going through a similar sort of situation or will go through a similar situation in the future. So.